what we do here is go back.
So this is choreographing a pole routine part 2. So now both the songs I've chosen both the songs for my routines that I've got, and I'm starting to put my tricks list into my routine. So there's a few different ways you can do this. One of the ways that I find really helpful is to write everything down on a piece of paper. It just seems to help get it all out of my head, and I can lay it out a lot easier, and maybe I'm just easily confused, but sometimes it can feel like you've got a huge amount to do, but if you write it all out, sometimes you realise that you actually don't have a lot to do. So I recommend writing out like intro, verse 1, chorus 1, whatever your song is, and take your tricks list and start to see how things can piece together. So if you've got a really good bit that builds, maybe that could be on a spin pole. Does the music drop? Could you add in something dramatic? How are you going to transition from one pole to the other, etc. A lot of the time people can get hung up, I think, on the tricks that they're going to put in a routine, the combos, how crazy it's all going to be, but a lot of the time you should spend on the routine, I think, should be spent on transitions, moving around, pole flows, things like that. Finding all the little moments that you can bring to your song and bring to your routine. Take the time to spend some time on these and muck about, play with the pole, play with the freestyling, and see what works for you and what might be cool to add in. This is an example of the tricks list. So I've laid out Dance Filthy, Weird and Wonderful, and then just some random ones. This isn't all of them. I have a few more lists kind of dotted around the place, but this kind of gives you an idea of like how I would set that out. Then we have Weird and Wonderful. As you can see, this one's really easy. This is like verse 1, part 2 of verse 1, chorus 1, verse 2, part 2 of verse 2, chorus 2. There's a bit where it says hey, then I've got some more lyrics, and it finishes with chorus 3. So that's the layout for Weird and Wonderful. After that, it's just a case of putting your tricks and combos into your layout so you can see what you've got to do and how you need to fill things in and transition between everything. So I'm going to be going through costuming in a little bit more detail a bit later, but wanted to throw in, if you've got any ideas that you can trial out in training before you commit to a costume, then that's a good idea. So in this instance, I was playing around with a hood that I wanted to remove during the performance, but in training it just wasn't really working out. Every time I did something, it was just falling off and slipping off, and I was having to muck about with it up the pole, which obviously wasn't going to work in the routine. So yeah, I was just going to have to clip it in place or things like that, and then it would be really awkward. So I had to kind of give up on this idea, but I might be able to do something a little bit similar, which I will go through later. Another issue that can arise during training when you're sorting out your routine is which direction to spin the pole in. So obviously this is only going to be the case on the spin pole, but for this trick I think it's called the meridian. It's a fairly new one. It's similar to a bat wing, but it seems to be easier to do the legs together when I spin in this direction, but it made ending it really awkward. So I was trying to figure out ways to get out of it, looking super awkward in the meantime. Sometimes you just have to like stand back, have a little word with yourself. It's not the most pleasant of moves to do multiple times. It's a little bit of an elbow and a back issue going on, but yeah, just was playing around with different ideas. This did not help. This just made it worse. I'm gonna have to spin it the other way. I think I was being really overdramatic, but at this point I don't really need to get out of it like that. But yeah, sometimes you just need to have a play with different things, try it both ways, see different exits and entries to make the best out of the routines, to find the best transition. But in some cases you just have to give up, leave it, come back to it another day. It's going to work out, I know, but I was getting a little bit sore. The last little tip I have on this video is filming yourself from different angles to see the best angle for the audience. In the case of my Dance Filthy routine this weekend, I've actually got the audience in a round, so I was just seeing which angle might work out best for the main bulk of the audience. But in this case, I had some shirtless men come and ruin the shot, which is fine. I'm not complaining too much, but be careful of that. If you do have any shirtless men around, you know, they can muck up your training.